Once again, a reminder of the format. We'll ask Coach Staley for a up to 2-minute opening comment, and then we'll have 8 minutes for questions for the student athletes only. They will be excused, and then we'll continue with Coach Staley. Coach, congratulations on the victory.
Thank you.
If you would please provide an opening statement.
We're excited to be moving on to the Elite Eight. We played an incredible Buffalo team that took a long time to get control of the game, and that was due to the way they played us. But I'm extremely proud of our players for staying resilient through not playing their best basketball, but they did enough to win and move on to the Elite Eight.
Thank you, Coach. Do we have questions for our student athletes? Tim in the back. Go ahead and bring the microphone back to him.
Thank
you. Tim Wilkin from the Albany Times-Union. Alexis, can you talk about just the size advantage you guys had and how you used it to your advantage basically the whole game?
I just feel like we just did what we do best. We have 4 good post players. We just used our advantage. We're all back to the basket type of players, and we like to get in and bang. And once we just got position on them, it was just focusing and finishing at that point. I think we did a good job with that tonight. Or
Asia,
this
anything
morning.
to add?
Sorry.
I'm sorry. Asia, anything to add to that, being a post player yourself?
I think everyone kind of knows that's our bread and butter. That's kind of our go-to. It's just getting in the paint, whether we're dribbling or using our length and our size inside. I think that's something that we've been blessed with. So we use that very well. Like Lex said, I think we all bring something different to the table, so it's kind of hard to stop us in ways.
Thank you. Over here to the left.
Asia, Howard Magdal, High Post Hoops. Generally speaking, it is a guard who sets the tempo on a particular team, but in so many ways at both ends of the floor, you seem increasingly like an extension of Dawn out on the floor. I'm wondering if you could take me through the way you think about that and whether you view it that way also.
Man, that's a pretty. Thank you for saying that. I'm a little Coach Dawn Staley. You feel me? But no, I just really, I don't know. I just feel like my energy really helps my teammates, and that's the biggest thing. That's my goal. Is whether it's screaming at one or just screaming at everyone or just putting the ball in the basket. I feel like that's just how I operate to help my team, and I really try to use that in every possession that we have. Because that's how we roll. That's how we have to get hype. We have to get lit. We have to let each other know that everything's going to be okay, and just push through when times aren't during the game. So I feel like that is my role on this team, and I try to embrace it in any way that I can. So I definitely try. I don't know if I'm trying to be an extension of her, but because she kind of yell more. But I definitely try my best to be out there helping my teammates in any way.
A question over to the left.
Asia, you've talked before about how the fourth quarter is winning time and how this team is a fourth quarter. You've been in some close games throughout the season, but the fourth quarter you've turned it on. But it seemed like today, as the fourth quarter started, especially what happened at the end of the third, it seemed like there was no life on the bench to start the fourth.
Yeah.
What changed? What clicked?
It's just us. That's just us. I think we all really kind of came together and said, this is us. And even before the game, I told my team that losing in the Sweet 16 is not a good feeling, and I did not want them to have that feeling. So we were going to do whatever we can and whatever we could during the game to make that happen, to pull out a win. And I think we all kind of came together and we set the tempo and we got the momentum back in the way that we did, and we stayed within our system, and we executed pretty well.
Over here to the right.
Alexis, I think you had 2 points on over 1 shooting in the first quarter, but then you kind of picked it up in the second. It seems like you've had a few games this year where it takes you a little while to get going, I guess. Is that something you kind of feel, and what changed for you in the second quarter today?
I don't feel like it takes me a while to get going. I feel like I contribute in other areas, even if I'm not scoring. I play defense, I rebound. I just do the best that I can, but I did have a slow start tonight, but I picked it up. I just did what I needed to do for my team tonight, and that was just focusing and finishing at the rim. And I appreciate my teammates for getting me the ball.
Thank you. And just a reminder, please identify yourself and your affiliation. Sir?
Asia, Charlie Cream, ESPNW. There were moments in the game I sensed, and correct me if I'm wrong, that you were getting pretty frustrated.
Yes.
Missed some layups.
Yes.
Maybe a couple fouls that you didn't necessarily want to pick up the turnovers.
Yes.
How much did they frustrate you, and what did they do to frustrate you?
Honestly, I don't think it was them that really was frustrating me. I think it was myself. I really kind of got, this whole tournament, I've really kind of been inside my head a lot. And we were just talking about it on the way here. I feel like I'm defending myself. I feel like I'm blocking shots of my own. And that's really not good. And it's going to come. It's going to click. Yes, there's been times in games where I was very frustrated at myself. I was very frustrated because I just felt like I wasn't contributing to my team the way that I should. And I can't stand that feeling. I hate it. So, and they really helped me lift up. They lift my spirits up a lot. They might not know that, but they definitely do. So I don't think it was necessarily anything Buffalo did. They are a great team, but I think it was more myself than them.
Thank you. Ladies, thank you for joining us. Congratulations.
Thank you.
Good luck for future. We'll now spend a few minutes with Coach Staley. Do we have questions from the media members? Tim in the back.
Tim Wilkin from the Albany Times-Union. Dawn, can you talk about the feeling of getting back to the Elite Eight again, and also what you thought of the crowd here today?
I'm excited to get back to the Elite Eight. Obviously, I don't know if a whole lot of people outside of our camp thought we would be here today. So it's always good to, prove others wrong and be odds beaters. I thought the crowd was terrific. Obviously, it didn't favor us, but just the atmosphere created here. I thought everybody that organized, getting people in the stands, did a great job at filling it, and it felt like a postseason play. It felt like a berth to the Sweet 16 and on to the Elite Eight. So a lot of energy was in the gym, and I take my hats off to the organizers. I think the MAC for doing a great job at getting people in the stands.
Thank you. Up here to the front.
David Cloninger, Post and Courier. Dawn, some of the turnovers, especially early, was that just a result of their pressure, or they may be trying to force a little much, trying to get the ball into the post?
Well, I thought we just played too fast. I think our team was anxious to play. We've been working on Buffalo for 4 days, and we saw ways in which we could be effective, and we just played too fast. And I don't think they were speeding us up because they were sagging. It was us. Asia walked like 5 times. That's uncharacteristic of her. It is characteristic of the last few days games in which we've turned the ball over. We got to figure out a way in which we limit those turnovers and turn them into at least shots at the basket. The way we were shooting the ball today, we would score at least not even half, a quarter of them. And I think we would feel a little bit better about getting control of the game a little bit earlier.
Thank you. Over here to the left.
Yeah, Mel Greenberg, Philly Inquirer. Dawn, you see all kinds of nights and games in the Southeast Conference on your schedule going through there. How much of having had all those experiences helped you today when things weren't going right early?
Yeah, when you play in the best conference in the country, you sometimes won't play your best basketball for one reason or another, but it was familiar to us. I don't think we're playing our best basketball. I don't think we're playing, as well as we played 2 weeks ago in the SEC tournament. I think the long break really was a disadvantage for our team. I probably fault myself because I gave them more time than I usually give a team off, just because I thought we don't have a whole lot of depth, and we needed to kind of rest and recover. I think they look pretty good from a physical standpoint, but from a just the chemistry and the cohesion is not there. But at some point it wasn't there during the season when we played some other SEC teams, but we found a way to win the game. And I know there are a lot of other teams that would love to be in our position and winning ugly and continuing rather than, losing pretty.
Thank you. Over here to the right, Amy.
Dawn, apologies if you've already addressed this, but in regards to playing Buffalo now and having played them, what impressed you about them? What do you think about their future and maybe becoming someone that comes to the Sweet 16 more than just once?
I think they're a great, well-coached basketball team that, they play for 40 minutes. They always give you their best. And when you're playing against someone's best, a lot of times they impact the game. They got a great quality point guard. They got a shooter. They got, post players who understand their role and play them to a T. And that's why they find themselves always in basketball games and winning a lot of those basketball games. So my hat goes off to them. Felicia does a great job with her team, and she had them ready to go today.
Thank you. Over here to the left.
Dawn, Howard Megdal, High Post Hoops. When you hear Asia talk about, that she's fighting herself and you're in the midst of this, you know all too well what it is to be the center of the centrifuge of a team. What are you going to tell her, and what have you done in the past to sort of get her right in a way you've obviously done, in past seasons?
Well, I mean, basically, you just talk to her, and you don't get her overthinking because she's already overthinking. You get her to familiarize herself with what she does best. She is by far the best player in the country. She just got to get back to that feeling of being the best and, not being invincible, but, surely, taking a glimpse down at the S on her chest because she's been Superwoman for us. And even still, not playing her best basketball. She ends up with 20 and 13. But, sooner or later, I'm hoping it's on Monday night that, she gets back to playing like Asia Wilson.
One more.
Dawn, I know that you always want to get the ball into the post. You know what Asia's going to do. How comforting is it to see Alexis be engaged early and then get 7 points from Lily, even playing with 2 fouls?
Yeah, I'm extremely proud of Alexis. Obviously Alexis does a lot of, she's our bull. She's the physicality. She plays with a lot of physicality. I don't think we get her the ball enough, especially when she has 2 feet in the paint. And when she does, she's pretty efficient, like she showed today. I'm glad that she gave the contribution she gave us today. Kiki's playing tremendous basketball. Lily on the perimeter, gave us a great bright spot in the second quarter. And it's going to take that kind of effort from multiple people in order for us to continue in this tournament.
Coach, congratulations on the win. Thank you for
Thank you.
being here.